you know, I'm one of those people that I just hate being told what to do. And now term limited and outgoing council member Craig Rice has introduced a bill before the county council that would require restaurants and food service facilities in the county to provide at least one healthy meal option for children. I mean, what's wrong with chicken nuggets and macaroni and cheese, for God's sakes? Mark, for years on end, we have seen the fast food industry voluntarily promote healthy eating choices, and universally, they fail because people want to choose what they want to eat. Obesity may be a problem in the United States, but is it the responsibility of the restaurants to cure it?
Well, this is an example of just overly prescriptive legislation that just does not hit the mark at all. That's not the way. This is not the way to address obesity. If anything, it's being able to cook healthy meals at home as opposed to at restaurants, and it's really ill-considered and in the wrong response to what is a real problem.
Look, I remember when I had kids and I took them to a restaurant, I didn't order them the green beans and the lima beans. Right. I ordered them something that I knew they would eat and not throw a stink fit and embarrass me in front of everybody else. So I don't get it. So Mike, I want to bring in a different thought here because I think it plays into the idea that, you know, government is the solution for everything. Just recently, Democratic Congressman Jim Cooper of Tennessee announced his retirement, and he gave this warning to his party. The Democratic Party is addicted to telling people what to think. You can't really win many elections if you are that self-righteous. Now, maybe in a one-party county like Montgomery County, you can get away with some of this. But eventually, you know, people's attitudes change. Is this a message that the county council should take under consideration, and will they?
Well, will they is always going to be an interesting question. It is an election year, so we'll see how that evolves. I guess the one piece I would say as it relates to Congressman Cooper is at least the Democratic Party acknowledges that people can think. I think as I look at what the RNC has said over the course of the past week or so, really thinking isn't even a part of the equation. It's just, you know, acknowledging your loyalty to Donald Trump. And pretty much once you get past that, will things modify in Montgomery County, and will we become more aware, and rather than telling people what to do, actually kind of provide them and guide them and lead them as opposed to just extolling our virtues? I don't know. I hope that we will, but at least we acknowledge that people can think, and I think that's a good thing.
Well, gazpacho to you, my friend. I was
going to say, I think the virtual signaling that takes place on the left has created very much a reaction on the right, sort of almost an allergic reaction to it, and has contributed in no small measure to the kind of overall polarization that takes place. We're really referencing it with the conversation about COVID, that, you know, because of the lack of credibility in the experts have with a lot of people, you almost have an allergic reaction that says they must be wrong all the time, right. Even when frankly they're giving very sound opinions. So this is, I think, a broader question of people just not having faith anymore in what they're hearing.
Well, I think you're right again. I mean, I think you're right again there, Mark. It's this notion of we have put markers in the ground that if you're on this side, we believe this to be right, and the other side, we believe this to be right, and anything that doesn't align to that is wrong. And we've created no place in the middle to actually have discourse.
Well,
that's how these things evolve.
I'm actually encouraged by some little signs that I'm seeing in our county council. I think the new council president, Gabe Alvarez, has done a very good job of guiding the council in the first several months. I mean, we avoided the COVID passport at a time when the Omicron was starting to end. And I think there are little signs that there are some reasonable members in the council that do listen to people and do listen to the constituents. Although I'm always worried in an election year that, the legislature has to do something because they want to make themselves look like they justify their existence.
Right.
So that you never had to do that, Mike, I'm sure.
I think you're right. No, I think Gabe and Evan actually are doing a very nice job of kind of moderating. And I think they recognize that that's going to be really important, especially going into an election year. And I think they're doing a nice job of just saying, okay, let's take a second here and think this all the way through. And I think that's the right kind of leadership going into an election year. And so I'm appreciative. I agree with you. I think there are some good signs.
Thanks, guys. When we come back from this short break, cops or counselors, how to stop the growing violence in Montgomery County Public Schools. Stay tuned.